everyone.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Caucus Challenge Season 19 Unfinished Business, Episode 10's recap. This episode was full of tears, drama, chaos, betrayal, and it was the mini final. We are finally approaching the final. There we are at final 12. And by the end of this episode, we found out who's made the final. We had our last elimination before the final, and we got to see a lot of these players rise and fall. Tonight, we have with us Clay, Lachey, Ashley, Cam, and Big X. We should or might have some other players join on and off, but let's jump right into this recap um, with the partner selection. It starts off, and Kevin announces you guys have all officially made his mini final, and you guys are excited. For my vets and even for the rookies, actually, what was it like hearing you made the mini final? Did that was that a good sign for you? Was that a checkpoint to check off your list, etc.? We'll start with Big X.
Um, obviously you're only as good as your last performance, and last season I made to the mini final, so I didn't want to. My worst fear coming into this season was getting eliminated before my previous placement, because you don't ever want to regress. Is that a word? You don't ever want to go back in placements. You want to keep on improving. So knowing that I made that mark that I was eliminated at last season was kind of like okay, now it's time to show everything I've learned between the off season, and just go to work. So I was very excited.
Clay, how did you feel making the mini final?
For me, it's always good to make it to every milestone. Every season you do, you want to make it to the milestones. For me personally, mini finals usually are not my strong suit. They usually involve eating, and as we all know, I don't like to eat nasty food. So anytime I hear mini final, I know that it's going to be a rough one for me, and I always hope for the best or that somehow I can get through it.
Cam is, I don't know what's going on with his connection, so I'm going to ask the rookies. But Lachey, what was it like hearing that you made the mini final?
It was so good, of course. I didn't have really any expectations coming into the game. So as a rookie making it that far, you're like, okay, I'm here. Can I make it one step further? I hope I can. So for me, it was definitely exciting, and I was proud at that point to be there.
Ashley, what was it like
Okay.
for you?
Oops. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, Cam. I'm just asking Ashley real quick how it felt for her to make that. Oh, she's not even there either. Hold on.
I think Ashley froze too.
Right, so Cam, go first. What was it like making the mini final, the announcement? Cam?
Hold on, I think
You're muted, boo.
I can hear. I couldn't hear Dre, but I can hear Big X. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
We could hear you, Ashley.
Oh, here we go again. Are you asking me still about the mini final? Is that where we're still
I'm
at?
asking you back to
See,
you.
I cannot hear Dre at all.
How did you feel making the mini final, Ashley?
Yeah, he wants to know how you felt making the mini final.
All right.
Third time's the charm.
I can only hear Big X. I don't know what to do.
Oh,
Tell her, Big X.
Yeah.
Tell her this.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Ashley, how did you feel making the mini final as a rookie?
Okay, so for me, making the mini final was definitely exciting. I really didn't know what to expect. So, of course, I had nothing to go off of. I had not watched any previous episodes, any seasons, nothing like that. So, I had no idea what that meant other than obviously context clues mini final. So, at least it's got to be a preview of what to expect should I make the final. So, of course, I was excited to be able to experience that.
And Nate, how did you feel making the mini final this season when it was announced to you that you made the mini final?
First of all, good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Hello,
I'm really
hello.
good.
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 I felt good. I didn't get to go this far in 17, and this is one of the stepping stones to get towards the final and win the whole thing. So I wasn't happy. I was kind of content. So yeah, that's where I was at. Let me try to fix this.
So I am gonna be rotating you guys in and out as we go through. So I'm just gonna put someone backstage and then have Cam come and talk for a little bit. Okay, Cam, can you hear me?
Okay. Dre, I can't hear you.
Cam, as a vet, how did you feel making the mini final?
Okay, no, as I'm sorry. Um, it felt good being in the mini final because it's just one step closer to the actual final. So like I'm not saying that's where like I wanted to put all that energy towards, but basically, yeah, because like if you win the mini final, you already put your ticket to the actual final, you know? So it was just a sneak peek of what you were gonna be doing the next day.
So, okay, I think we got everybody's reaction to the mini final. It's called Pure Chaos, and it was, in my opinion, a very easy mini final. Nothing crazy, not a lot of running. Um, so, Clay,
I
you were
don't
paired.
know if it's me, but Dre, I can't hear you. I just see your mouth moving. Like I don't hear. Okay,
It's
wait. Can somebody else say something?
Something.
Okay, I can hear you. I can't hear Dre.
It's
Something.
because I'm the king. I'm sorry. I
Okay,
don't.
all right. Not too
Something.
much, girl. But I can hear everybody
Can
else,
you just
but
hear Big X?
I can hear you, Clay.
You can hear me?
I hear everybody else if they're talking.
Dang.
Oh my gosh.
Can
Maybe
you hear?
close this. Maybe close it out.
Dre, I don't know if you can hear me, but nobody can hear you besides.
I hear everyone. I think everyone could hear me
Okay, I hear
besides.
I
you.
can hear you.
Okay, so you hear the people saying they can't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, Cam, you got to figure that out because I.
Okay, I'm gonna log out and come back in because this is ridiculous.
All right, guys. So let's just hop into this. The mini final ends up happening, and Nate, you were one of the pairs that was able to finish it. And so was Big X. Obviously, you were able to finish it. You ended up winning. Can you hear me now, Cam?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So we're talking about finishing and not finishing the mini final. So Lachey and Cam, we'll start with you two. You guys were partnered up. You guys did not finish the mini final. And you both seemed really upset. Lachey, you were saying you didn't want to let Cam down. Cam, you felt like it was your fault. Watching it back, is there anything you guys felt like you could have done better? Or is there anything you guys want to say to each other as a pair? I know you guys came into this game working together, and you guys couldn't get past that first checkpoint. How did that make you guys feel? And watching it back, where do you guys stand right now? We'll start with Cam.
Um. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. That was embarrassing. Like that was the most embarrassing like I've ever done in a challenge, and it was pissing me off because we kept like throwing the little tire, but I could have sworn it hit it a couple times, and Jason just didn't want us to go. So I'm just maybe I don't know. Maybe he was just sabotaging us. But no, I really felt bad and like I said, embarrassed, and especially because I was trying to like I want to say take over, but I was like, Lachey, no, let me do it. Like I got you, just let me do it. And she was like, no, we're partners, we can do it. So it was like I don't know. I just don't get it. I'm blaming it on Jason. But as we where we stand right now, like that's my girl. So like she would I know she made a comment was like she wanted to do best for me, but like I was trying to do what like best for you, girl. I wanted to win a thing, but no, 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 no.
Lachey, how was it for you? Getting to the mini final, not being able to go past checkpoint one, and being with Cam during that.
You're muted.
Sometimes.
Oh,
Oh, can you hear me now?
not anymore.
I won't say I was embarrassed, but it was definitely frustrating. You know what I'm saying? You're still at the stage where we got partners. So you're trying to put your best foot forward. You want people to look at you as like a strong partner, somebody that they can run with, and we can't even get past the first checkpoint. So it was definitely like frustrating. And I did want to perform for Cam. I wanted to work, with him. So it was just really, really frustrating. It's hot, emotions high. Now I'm getting hot and bothered. He hot and bothered. It was a mess.
So we have Clay, who also you didn't get to finish the mini final, and also we have 1 second Ashley as well. Neither of you guys got to finish the mini final. Ashley, you didn't get past the first checkpoint with Zay, but Clay, you made it to the last checkpoint. So Ashley, we'll start with you. I don't think she could hear me. Can she? Can
Ashley, can you
Ashley?
hear?
I can hear everyone except Dre, and I could hear every single person when I was backstage. But the second you move me back in, I cannot hear Dre, but I can hear everyone else.
Did
Okay.
you
Okay, well,
close it and come back in because that helped Cam?
Yes, and I turned my
Oh.
phone off and turned my phone back on. Like, I don't know what else to do.
Well, it's okay. The mini CEO is
move.
here to save the day. Ashley,
No, I got
you
this one. I got this one. I got this one. So, first of all, what you can do is you can move to a different city. But secondly, what the question was unfortunately your team did not make it out of the first round of the mini final. How did you feel about that, and how was the mini final for you?
Well, considering that I only got to attempt the first part, I don't even feel like I got to do the mini final. Um, it was horrible. I'm gonna second. I'm blaming Jason or whoever. I don't know. I'm blaming the tire. I'm blaming the tire. Listen, we all talked after. I know it's not shown in this episode and it's not a spoiler, but I think one tire worked and one tire was broke. And everybody that used the one tire, it worked. One group, I can't remember who it was, switched and went to the other tire, and all of a sudden it worked. So, that I thought it was, but I couldn't remember. And so I 1,000,000%. I'm standing by that. If had we thought to switch to the other tire, maybe it would have worked. I don't know, but there was something broke with that freaking tire, and it was horrible, horrible. Like, it was so defeating, it was so frustrating. No matter how many times we tried throwing it single, we tried throwing it, rotating it, we tried so many different things. And I mean, we would land directly and then it bounces. We would throw it short so that it could bounce on it, and it would slide the whole disc underneath it. So honestly, like, we gave it everything we had, and I don't think there was anything else we could have done besides switch tires.
Clay, you made it to the final part, which was the unscrambling puzzle, and you guys got stuck there. What was going through your mind in this round? I know you said, the final's close. You're a big target at this point. So did you want to win, and was it disappointing for you and Jerica not getting it done?
Yeah, I mean, I want to win every competition. That's just who I am. I want to win everything. Anything I can, I want to. It was annoying because throwing a tire is not something that's hard for me. I could throw the tire all day. Um, Apparently, I cannot land the tire where it needs to land. That's the problem I have, apparently. Also, the team that it was going at the same time as me was Big X, and I think he threw the tire twice or three times, and then he was good to go.
it was
And
twice.
so I said twice or three times. So the fact that he finished it so fast and then I couldn't get it, I'm like, okay, I don't understand. Like, and same as Ashley and Cam, love Jason to death, but I feel like I got it like 17 times, and he said it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough, so I think it was good enough, and I should have moved on a lot earlier. But we didn't get it, and then I did end up switching to the same tire that X got, and I finished it. So one tire seemed to be a little bit more bouncy, and one seemed to be a little less bouncy, but I mean, that's part of it. They were both tires. You had to figure it out either way. And I did. I went to the other one. So other than that, I really don't remember the second and third part because the second part, Jerica took over and she knew what she was doing, and I was like, "Yep, go girl." And then the third part, I think we got to it, and then the time went out. Like we didn't really get to do it very much, because we were at the first station for so long.
So Big X. Well, actually, hold on because you won. So Nate, you get through the whole mini final. One of the only teams to do it. What's going through your mind as you're performing in this mini final or watching it back? Is this win important for you? Did you know your name was on the chopping block? What was going through your head?
I absolutely knew that if I didn't win, that my name was gonna start circling at some point. I knew I wasn't gonna just be mentioned one time throughout the season. Um, During the mini final, I felt pretty good. I blame Zay though, because you know how you say you had X right next to you and you saw how well he was doing. Zay was doing terrible. So when I was going, I'm like, okay, I got a good pace. Me and T doing good. And when we finished, I'm like, okay, at the worst, we might get second. But I felt good as I was doing it. Me and T was working good together, so that's where I was at.
Big X, you take the win. You guys absolutely killed the first checkpoint and the rest of the mini final. What was on the line for you? And did you feel in the moment like competing, like, oh, no one's beating us? When you heard you were in the top three, did you know you got the win? And was there anyone really like, well, honestly, were you scared if Jared and Janice won because it was between you two?
I was definitely nervous about the Jared and Janice situation just because like we had just gotten in a mini like altercation with Janice before the competition, which mind you, that was totally like she was popping off on Paddock, but I was the one who told Paddock to move to the end of the line. Like I think we were all the way on the right and I'm looking and I'm like there's no way we can diagonally run to the circle like to lock in our teams. So while Kevin was explaining the rules, I grabbed Paddock and we just slowly start making our way to the left side of Cam and Janice. And you know what? They didn't notice it. Like we just kind of appeared next to them and they were just like cool with it. Um, but once we got in like a little like altercation, like I didn't know Janice was gonna pop off on Paddock and not really like me. But I knew that we would most likely get nominated if they won. Doing the challenge with Paddock, I mean, it was like our chemistry just flowed like so perfectly. Like once we got that tire, we went to the flow puzzle. And then the flow puzzle was pretty fine. I'm trying to think of when we went to the word scramble. I wish you showed more of that. I put challenge and I put final and then it just clicked from there. And I think our total time was like 2 minutes and 30 seconds around that. Like we were fast. So I was very confident that we won. Of course I was a bit nervous still about Jared and Janice, but no, we were like so confident when we finished that.
Well, congratulations on the win. I think that's your third daily in a row. Second?
Second second
Second.
daily but third challenge in a row.
Okay. So second daily in a row. Congratulations. Um, Here is something I want to touch on because I completely forgot, but you brought it up. That whole entire partner swap, everything that went down, because that was way bigger than what the episode showed. Um, so watching it back, and you guys could all chime in and things like that if you were part of it or anything like that. Cam and Big X. Cam, you asked Paddock to swap. Big X, you said no. And ultimately, Cam, you didn't get to work with Janice. What was the plan going into it? What ended up happening? I'm gonna let you guys explain, and then I'll explain my POV while being there, and then we can like get to the bottom of everything. But we'll start with Cam.
Okay, so my POV with Mr. and Mrs. Bangs over there. Um I've just no, I felt it was kind of weird that they did that you guys did that. And only because he said, well, you was like you did y'all got whatever. Y'all was like creeping around. Me and Janice peeped that y'all was creeping around. Like we looked at each other and was like, okay, like why are they coming over here? And then you guys bum rushed us when they was like, oh, go to your little platform, you bum rushed us. And y'all knew y'all was in the wrong. Like, it's no beef, like, it's not that serious, but I knew y'all
Yeah.
could have stayed where y'all was. And then if
But
y'all
but then
wanted
we
that
wouldn't
spot,
but then we wouldn't have been teammates.
if you guys really wanted that spot in the first place, y'all should have just like pulled us to the side or like whispered to us. It wouldn't have been a big deal. But because you guys bum rushed us over a spot, y'all made it bigger than what it was. And then we didn't know that you came up with that plan. We thought that Patty came up with the plan. So that's why Patty got all the heat from Janice.
Well, um, I mean, I don't agree. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't. If you saw us creep up next to you and you acknowledge that we were creeping up next to you, why did you guys not think that we were gonna like run to the circle? And also, like, not for nothing, like, even if we pulled y'all to the side, you know Janice, and you know she's very hard headed. She would not have agreed to let that happen. So
You
either
don't know
way,
that. Y'all don't know that. Because
Cam,
if
I
y'all
know
wanted that
that.
first spot, if y'all wanted the first spot, we would be like, okay, well, we're just gonna go after the second spot. It wasn't that big of a deal to bum rush us and we all falling on the ground, scraping our knees on the grass. I feel like that was very unnecessary. Where'd he go?
You scared him. Um,
Anyways, so yeah, it just became a whole debacle of like nothingness. And then we was being kind and was like, do you guys just want to switch? But it was like I feel like it was unnecessary. Like either way, we were still gonna do like either spot, you still would have done the mini finals. So
But
I don't
we
know.
wouldn't.
I
Me
just
and
didn't like the
Paddock.
bum rushing part. We were on the ground for no reason.
Yeah, me and
It
Paddock.
we could have avoided that.
Me and
Can you
Paddock.
guys hear me or no?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm
Yeah.
just running my mouth. Sorry, but
Me
yeah,
and Paddock.
it wasn't that serious, anyways.
Wait,
X, we
hello.
can't hear you. So,
Can you not hear me?
I can. Cam
Can
can't
you?
apparently.
Oh,
oh my
okay.
gosh. Okay, I'm
Um,
about to exit and come back. This shit
I
is.
for me, like, I mean, I didn't think at the end of the day, I thought the reason I wasn't getting heat is because Cam knew I wouldn't throw him in. So I just didn't see like what the big problem was of me and Paddock like doing that like snaky move. But also I also wasn't agreeing with Paddock being like, oh, like we didn't snake them. Like we did. We absolutely did. But I'm gonna own up to it. Like I sat there and I was just quiet. And then when Janice was like, I feel like you messed up, I was like, no, I chose the person who I thought I would win the mini final with, and I did. So I don't know. I I'm a little conflicted. Maybe I should have gave Cam a heads up. But other than that, I don't regret it because that's who I wanted as a partner, and so I went and got it.
yeah. So I'm just gonna say my POV, and then you guys can, everybody can chime in. But I do remember it was bum rush, like it was crazy. We had to go review the footage. Like y'all thought you were playing football, for that spot. It was crazy. But I'm asking this, I guess, mainly towards Big X and Clay and Cam. I guess you two can give your opinions as well because you guys are in an alliance. I think the only person, I could be wrong, I'm just saying from what I see, Janice was the only person clocking Paddock's tea. And she was the only one being like, you're snaking, you know what you're doing. And if we put all the puzzle pieces together, Paddock knew what she was doing. She knew she had to be partnered with you, with Cam, with Clay to not be touched. Hindsight, now looking back at it, I know you said you don't regret it because you won, but in your alliance, I do think what Janice was trying to say was it's not going to be good for you and her because if she wins, she wants Paddock out. So now you're attached to Paddock. And if you win, Paddock wants her out. And obviously, if Paddock wants her out, yes, you would probably have protected Janice if she wasn't with Jared. But by default, she would have been with Jared, and it just wouldn't have worked out for your alliance.
Can I
Go ahead.
I just want to say I was not that close to Janice. Like not for nothing, I saved Janice the previous round because she was partnered with Clay. Like I don't this whole like and you saw in the episode like she was close with Clay, she was talking with Cam about running the final. Like I did not think I was at the top of Janice's like trust pyramid or whatever. So for me, like she's saying all this stuff and I'm just thinking like and we can ask Paddock. Like I was very quick to be like, yeah, we can do Jared and Janice. I don't care. Like I think I was definitely closer to Clay than I was with Janice, and that's the only reason why I did send myself into elimination. It was not because of Janice, because me and Janice didn't talk. Like we did not talk that much. So yeah, I think that like I get she was part of our alliance, but for me, the people I was looking out for is my three boys and Ashley. Other than that, I was not worrying about anything else. So
Okay,
yeah.
valid. I just wanted to say that. Okay, yeah. So then Clay, Nate, and
Wait,
Ashley.
wait.
Was Oh, what's up?
Can I address a comment real quick?
Yeah. What
Jay
part?
West said, Kim, why are you speaking for Janice when you was partners with Lachey? Me and Janice were partners, and then me and Lachey had to switch and be partners. I'm speaking up because me and Janice, that's what happened to me and Janice, not me and Lachey.
Yeah.
Thank you. Me too, Andre.
Okay. So where is he? Okay. So Ashley, Cam, Nate, and then we'll pull Lachey in here as well. I'll just move Cam out real quick. Watching that whole thing go down with the partner selection, what are your opinions watching it, knowing the rules of the partner selection, knowing that people were working together? How did you feel watching it? Did you guys feel like Janice was overreacting? Do you feel like Paddock is snaking as players who got to play with these people? What are your opinions? We'll start with Clay.
Yeah, I remember like the whole, like you said, like the bum rushing and like having to go review footage. So I remember that part. I don't remember the fight like that happened. So I don't know if I wasn't there or if I'd walked away or what happened because I don't remember Janice and Paddock getting into that argument. Um, but I also wasn't involved in like any partner switching. I believe I think me and Jerica like went together and then we stayed together. Like we didn't have to switch or anything. Where the position we went to was fine, so I wasn't really involved in that, I guess. So from my perspective, I remember it happening and within like the who got there first, who stepped on it first, whatever, and the footage review. But I don't remember the altercation or I guess at that point too, I didn't realize. I don't know how I didn't, but whatever. I guess I make mistakes too. I didn't realize like what Paddock was doing. Um, but obviously, it was a really smart play on her, on her part to make sure she's partnered with one of us.
Nate, any thoughts, opinions on how that went down between the girls and the partner selection? Because I'm pretty sure you almost swapped with them at one point.
Honestly, I'm not sure. I don't got the best answer for you. I'm not gonna lie, but they was doing a whole lot for them low spots. Honestly, because I heard mini final, I thought it was gonna be a lot of running involved. So I'm like, you know what? Me and T could run it. It is what it is. I felt good with any of the women I was there, so I didn't care who I was playing with, honestly. So when they was doing all of that, I was kind of just chilling on the side, trying to catch my breath, get ready to roll. But yeah, no, I don't remember that fight with Janice and X and Paddock.
Okay. Lachey, watching it back.
It's tough because hindsight is crazy. I wish I had peeped what Emily peeped. I don't think she was a snake. She just like outdid the doers. They were upset that she realized what was happening and did what she needed to do. I think in the middle of that, I realized something was going on, but I wasn't like too hit to like realize because I had got put with Cam by default. It was one of those things where Janice was trying to run with Cam, but something was happening. They didn't want to switch. Pretty much, I got put with him by default. So I knew at the end of the day, I had to win this or at least try to win this because I'm not working with the core and I'm not really an option to run in the final because obviously they don't want me as a partner. I just wish I would have peeped game and moved accordingly and stood my ground like she did.
Ashley.
Ashley, it's your turn. Oh, Ashley, it's your turn.
Yeah, so I do remember like it was definitely wild. I think I was one of the ones that got kind of shoved off. Can y'all hear me? Okay. I think I was one of the ones that got shoved off, and I think we were right there beside them. And there was some type of rule, if I remember correctly, if you didn't get on one, I don't know. There was something, I can't remember the exact rule on that, but I know that Zay and I quickly were just like, okay, it doesn't matter. We don't have to be in the first one, but like we have to get on one. And so we just rushed to the next one. But I do remember getting, being right there. And I think I was one of the ones that had to go back in and kind of give my perspective on what had happened, because there was some arguments on who actually got there first versus who didn't. So yeah, it was definitely a mess, and I don't think that was supposed to be intended on like a full on brawl, but it did kind of turn into it at whenever we all ran for our spots.
For sure, yeah. It as the day went on, it got more intense and crazy because everybody was trying to get who they wanted. But all right, enough of the argument. We get to the winners. Big X and Paddock, you guys win, and you guys are having this conversation about throwing Jared and Janice in. Clay apparently told you, Big X, they're gonna throw in T and Nate. Tell me a little bit about that segment, then I'll have you guys talk about it, watching it back, if there was anything you guys wanted to comment on. But you and Paddock seem to be on the same exact page, wanting to get one of the big targets out in the male side and the female side. You know, you're saying, I hope Janice doesn't take it too personal. I just saved her. And Paddock says basically she doesn't care who she has to cut, whether it's T or anybody. She wants Janice out, and she's going to do whatever it takes to get Janice out. Tell me a little bit about that conversation between you two, since you're the only one here speaking on your guys' half, and then we'll talk to everybody else.
Yeah, so preseason, me and Paddock actually had a conversation. And I told her that I really wanted to, like, if this season was a duo season, like I wanted to work with her. And so the goal was always for us to like work together and like try to make it to the final. Of course, you know, Paddock, she played an amazing game. I was not on the top of her like totem pole or whatever. I was very much at the bottom of that. And I realized that through the season. But when Kevin announced it was the mini final, I kind of went back to Paddock and I was like, listen, like I do still want you like as a partner. And so I honestly think it was less of Paddock like trying to strategically like place herself. I really do think that like me and Paddock had a genuine conversation and she wanted to run a mini final with me. Might just be delusional. I don't know. I'm just saying. And so our chemistry was just like perfect. And we were talking about this plan to get Jared and Janice, and we're like, okay, Jared's number one for me. Janice is number one for you. Like we can do this. Of course, I had thought that Nate and T were gonna go in. I just kind of assumed that we had 4 votes automatically. Um, and yeah, that's kind of where we, of course, like the conversation, we were also talking about like the final, what we want to do, like if it was a duo, like we're gonna run it together. But other than that, as for the vote, that's what we talked about.
So watching it back, Clay, I know you were in the comments. You were saying you don't understand where. I don't know if it was directed towards her, but you had said something like, "I don't know why she wanted you out or where this energy was coming from." Was that towards Paddock? I could be wrong. When she was saying she wanted the champs out.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember realizing that she wanted me out. I don't. That doesn't register in my head.
Gotcha. I thought it was towards her. I know you were in the live chat last night. So watching the conversation back between Big X and Paddock, is there any comments, concerns that anybody wants to address before we move on to deliberation? And if not, we'll just move on.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, like seeing Big X win, like I knew I was good. I knew that. I mean, this man just threw himself in for me, so I didn't have to go in, and I knew it was because of me. I knew it wasn't because Janice. I knew it was because of me, and seeing him win, I knew that, you know, although he might not do it again this close to the final, you know, knowing that we're there or whatever, I knew that it was going to be really hard for Patty to convince him to throw me in. And I knew that I would probably be good from that end of it. Like I would not be going in from the winners.
Okay. Anyone else before we move on to deliberation?
I just want to say Jay West's obsession with Emily Paddock is extreme. Moving on.
Okay, so we're gonna move to deliberation. I'm gonna put Big X in the backstage since you weren't there, and he'll be back.
Bye bye.
Alrighty, so let's get into this freaking blow up of a deliberation. We have a huge blow up between Cam and Clay. We have a bunch of you guys burning your votes. We have a argument, blow up, whatever we want to call it, between Lachey and Ashley. Emotions were high, tensions were even higher, and everybody had something to say about it. So let's get into it. Cam, you said walking into this deliberation, you had heard the plan and you had made it clear you weren't going to vote either Clay or Nate, and everyone had to vote Clay, Nate, and T. What happened? What changed? You seemed confused. What? Tell me a little bit about you, your game, and your mindset walking into that deliberation.
For the deliberation, we had the numbers for Clay and Jerica not to go in. Because I did the math. The people that was already automatically gonna vote for Clay and Jerica would have been Nate, T, Lachey, and Jared. Everybody else, minus me, we would have still had the votes. When Janice burnt her vote, I was mad confused because that's not the conversation that we had prior. And then Lachey can attest because I pulled her to the side and I told her what I was doing. It would have been it was like already known that Ashley would have voted for Nate and T because she's not gonna vote for her brother. And then Zay, he burned his vote and I like following Ashley, but like I don't understand that there was a plan and then it just switched all of a sudden. And with that plan, I got all of the backlash and not everybody else, to my knowledge.
Okay,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Um, so, Ashley, my question to you, if you can hear me, is why didn't you vote for Nate and T? Why did you burn your vote, essentially?
So for me, this was kind of one of those moments where I definitely was not. There's no game in there for me as far as being able to keep up with numbers, and I did not know 100% that Cam was gonna burn. Like, I don't think we knew at all that Cam was gonna burn his vote. Um, and so that definitely spiraled and threw everything off. And obviously hindsight now, I definitely should have went that way. I remember staring at Clay going, like, literally trying to get his attention and just trying to say, what do I do? What do I do? Like, I'm not keeping up with numbers at this point. I'm so confused. I don't know where this, like, what has happened and why this is going where it went. And so I felt like, okay, this went chaos and it wasn't, I didn't think it should have. However, this is where I also, there were names I wasn't going to put down, and T at that point was one of them. And so this was a moment for me where rather than playing my brother's game and 100% just putting my vote exactly whatever he did, I wasn't going to do that. And so for me, on one hand, is it a mistake? Yes, because I could have absolutely stuck with Nate and T, and they probably would have followed, and we might still would have been okay. My bad. I didn't want to say T. That was where the confliction of playing the rookie, being with the rookies and also being with the vets. I mean, sorry brother, like I'm not as good of a gamer when it came to keeping up with those numbers, and unfortunately, like I kind of feel responsible, even though at the time I did not at all even have a clue. I was like, what is happening here?
Yes, Zay, I see it and I agree. Sorry, that's what I was nodding to. I was listening, but also I was responding to Zay on the video. So,
What
but
did you say? Um, are
oh,
you talking?
it was a text. It was a
Oh,
text.
okay. Okay. Lachey and Nate, you two were on the opposite end of this alliance. You were both happy to see Clay going in, getting the votes. We'll start with Nate. As soon as Clay got the votes, you were ecstatic. You were clapping. no shade. I think that was the most we've seen you do in a deliberation. You know, you spoke the most in this deliberation. Tell me a little bit what changed? What made you speak up? What made you vocalize what needed to go down, and why did you just quite frankly not give a fuck and were clapping in Clay's face when he got sent in?
Okay, before I answer that, let me just pull y'all behind the curtain a little bit because in the show you could see that it's like a big four, but in the game, to me, I did not see that. Like obviously there was a big four, I just didn't know about it. Me working with Cam, I'm thinking we still got this cooking cousin thing. So going into it, I'm thinking Cam's definitely voting with me. I had no idea they had something else going on the side. But once I heard my name was floating around, I'm like, these numbers gotta be coming from somewhere, right? And the only person that's ever said my name in the 2 seasons that I've played this game has been Clay. So me just trying to flip it on him and seeing it's actually going my way, hell yeah, I'm clapping. Hell yeah, I'm clapping. I felt great. And then to see him actually get nominated, I'm like, this is just. He didn't go in. Zay never went in either, but like he kind of wasn't gonna be one of the like nominees. It was either Clay or me, and I'm happy it was him.
Yeah, I think you definitely showed your gamer side this episode. I think you got a big move. Clay was the one person that sent you down the both times you've been down. So I think it's justified for you. Lachey, you were ecstatic. You said you were happy to see Clay go in. Tell me a little bit about your mindset during this deliberation.
Again, to piggyback off what Nate just said, in the game, you don't see this big four. You really don't. At the end of the day, all your separate conversations you keep hearing, Clay want to do this, Clay want to do that. At this point, I was so fucking like sick of hearing. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, why does he get to dictate the game? We didn't see him multiple seasons dictate the game and get what he wants to. So let's see how it feels when you don't get your way. And I really don't give a fuck if you get mad about that, because I mean, I'm not here to play your game, and I'm not here for your personal like, oh, opinion of me. Like, he don't like me, sure, mind you, prior rounds he just called me fake. He just told me I wasn't a good player. So okay, watch the sucky player do this, and I got what I wanted, and I was happy.
So justified as well. You guys obviously weren't working together. You tried to throw him in, got sent in yourself. At that point, I don't think there was anything to repair between you guys. Um, but Clay, you end up getting votes. You do not take it well, and you instantly go off on camera. Before we get into that, what was going through your mind? Because I know we've had this conversation. Why didn't you snap in the way you did on 18 when your alliance was burning votes and you would stop in the middle of it and be like, listen, ABC, you need to vote this way because if not, I'm going in or this is going to happen. Why were you quiet? What was going through your mind, etc.?
Yeah. Lachey, can you mute? Thank you. I was like, I hear some weird noise. Uh, I honestly am not 100% sure because, like you said, like in 18, I was able to do it. I was able to stop literally in the middle of a vote and be like, okay, rest of my alliance, listen to this. Like, this is where the votes are. We need this to happen. So, this is what has to happen. Because, again, people were burning votes in 18 too. And so, I would literally have to stop the voting, make an announcement to say, like, hey, this is what we need to do in order for the plan that we just talked about to happen. And so, honestly, like I didn't have to do that for 19 for most of the part of the game. Like whether it was because I was in the winners or because things just happened to go the way that I was okay with. Um, this round, I think, and all I can put it to is like utter shock. Like I truly, when those words left Kim's mouth, I was shocked. Like completely, like I'm so confused. You guys are all talking about like you didn't know there was a four. I didn't know there was a cooking cousins, obviously. Like that was definitely a secret until the episode started coming out. So I had no idea there was a cooking cousins. And so for me, it was like, I don't understand. I don't understand why Cam is not voting the way we are supposed to be voting. And Cam says that we knew that he wasn't going to vote for Nate, but I know 100% I had no knowledge of Cam not voting for Nate
Can I
because I
chime in real quick? Um, question to Dre. When when you were sending out the teams for the mini final, after the after they went their round, were they separated from the people that haven't went to the mini final?
But yeah, like once three went, the other three went. You guys didn't see each other.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's why you didn't know Clay. Because the conversations that I did have saying that I was gonna burn my vote was with the people that was still in the basement. So like I didn't have a chance to do that. And then I was thinking like after the vote I can explain why I did that, but everything went to hell. But continue.
Yeah, because I mean, had you, which I do think I went first. I think me and X were the first groups to go, so we left right away and then weren't able to talk. Um, so that I mean that's exactly why. Because I'm like I had no idea you were doing that. Had I known you were doing that, I would have told you absolutely not doing that. I mean, simple as that. Um, like I would have told you we that's not what we're doing. Like simple as that. And then obviously, what conversation you would have had from there, who knows if you would have said, hey, like I'm actually in this alliance and this is what's happening, or whatever the case.
Hmm.
But I would have been like, look, like we need Nate and Jared to be in this elimination. And, obviously it depends on if we knew who won at that time or whatever. But like we're about to go into the final. We need Nate and Jared into this elimination. Um, but that's kind of where I'm at. Like I feel like we've seen it before. We've seen me be able to stop a vote and be like, hey, this is what we need to do. Why I couldn't do that this one, I just think it was shock. I think I was hurt. Oh, I see a big loser on the screen right now. I see a big loser on the screen. Um, and I just think that uh I think that that's really what it was because had I stopped it after Cam and been like, hey, Janice, Zay, Ashley, we need to vote this way, I think they all three would have. And that would have, of course, I think changed the numbers, I believe. Um, and then, like I said, with Big X and Paddock being the winners, I wouldn't have gone in. So, had I been able to get my emotions under control and do that, I think it would have been a completely different story.
Yeah. So I am gonna put Nate in the back just because I do want to bring Big X in real quick. Um, where is he? Okay. So obviously the chaos was crazy. There's a big blow up. I just want to address something. This is just my opinion, and we can go back and forth for a little bit about it. Um,
I can address
I'm
more
gonna,
about the blow up too. Sorry, that was just about the shock. I would
no, yeah,
love to address the blow up more.
yeah, we're gonna get into that, but I just want to address, you know, this alliance from my point of view, right? As someone who loves the challenge, as someone who's the creator of this, right? I honestly, regardless if it was a good move for Cam, regardless if Clay has been running the show, whatever the case is, this was just as equivalent to Lance and Kristen throwing themselves into elimination. That is how bad you guys fumbled this round because all of you could have went to the final together, regardless of what connection Cam had, regardless of what Big X wanted to do. Like, if the four of you boys were really that locked in, you had the numbers, and I like. Unfortunately, you guys got like that's what it was. The underdogs, the people that were in the minority, they finally voted as a unit. What they should have been doing the entire time, they got you guys, and then you guys literally fumbled. Like respectfully, that is literally what happened because there was no reason why Clay should have been down there. I'm gonna be so
Yeah, but
honest
I
with
don't think
you.
it wasn't the minority. It was our mistake. Like it was well, not mine. It was the
Right,
mistake of my
but
alliance.
that's the minority because Lachey, Jared, T, and Nate voted together. That's what they did. They voted as a unit, which you guys have been doing
Oh,
the
like so
entire.
because they voted together.
Yes, because they
Yeah, like
voted
because they voted
together.
together and we didn't. Now they got that win.
Yeah, yeah. So um, what's it called? So now, what's it called? You guys go in. Well, Clay and Jerica are going in, but I just want to address a couple things, and we will talk about it. I don't think it's all on Cam. That's number one.
Yeah,
I
I wanted to say I think Zay is also responsible in this. I don't
um
know. He also threw his vote.
yeah, so we will address that, but I don't think Cam is completely at
And
fault.
Ashley.
Uh I think everybody that burned their vote is at fault. Ashley, Janice, Zay, and Cam. But I do think that again, it's a double-edged sword. They're playing their own game.
And you, because you couldn't get your emotions together because you're all freaking out.
It's like you guys are all playing your own game, trying to play for yourselves, and I think it showed that. So regardless, some people are going to like the decision, some aren't. I think you guys fumbled just because if you're in a majority alliance running the entire game, there's no reason why votes should be split this far in the game. But again, everybody has their own game they're playing and all that kind of stuff. But I do think the blow up was very, very crazy, and I want to address that. Tell me a little bit about that. Clay and Cam, you guys were well. Actually, before we get into that, Big X, you said you wanted to address Zay, or you feel like Zay's at
Well, no,
fault.
no,
So
no, not like a dress, but I was so upset. You see the like they're the coochies, they're. I always thought like it was just gonna be a unit, and they've been vets before me. Like they debuted before me. They're old, like open coochies. I'm a young, closed coochie. Like yeah. So I just
Bitch.
so when I came downstairs and I see my people fighting, I'm like, what the fuck? And then I think I talked to Lachey, and Lachey's giving me like a rundown on everything. And I heard like Janice voted for Zay, Zay voted for Janice, Ashley threw a vote, Cam voted for himself. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what was going through my mind? Hi, Joel. Um, what was going through my mind is like, I just threw myself in for this alliance, and we couldn't even vote together the next round. Like I was so upset. But at that point, like I had already, like, I don't think anything in my mind was actually, well, that's skipping forward. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on
all
it.
right, so Clay and Cam, you guys obviously go at it. Clay, you start yelling at Cam. Cam, you start going back. You end up walking away. You end up getting really upset. So tell me a little bit about that. Watching it back, how do you guys feel about that and reliving it and watching it? We'll start with Clay.
It's hard. Um, it was hard when it happened, and then it was a long break, and it's definitely been distant and been not like it was before, of course. But then watching it back, it's hard again. Like, do I think that am I proud of everything that I did? No. Like, heat of the moment, do I say things that I wish I didn't say? Yes. Um, do I feel like I got personal at all or ugly towards Cam as a person or anything like that? No, I don't think so. I don't think I ever say anything personal about him. I don't think I've ever said anything personal about Cam my entire life, actually. Um, so as like much as I can say I don't regret it. I still feel strongly that it was wrong. I still feel strongly that I never would have done that to him. I still feel strongly, and I think that's what hurt the most was I know 100% I would never have done that to Cam. Whether it's putting a vote on him or whether it's risking him by putting a vote somewhere else, I never would have done that. And so for me, I think that's what the problem was is that I was genuinely hurt. I don't really let people in that much. I don't really like you've seen my first few seasons. Like I worked alone. I worked by myself, and the first real alliance that I've ever had was the Six. That was the alliance that I had, And that's the alliance that I've had since then. Plus, people that came in on 18, things like that. So, like, these are the only people I've ever been aligned with in an actual season of the Caucus Challenge. Like, this is it. Like, I don't have 7 alliances. I don't have, like, these are the people that I've been working with as the core group since 17. Before that, I worked by myself. So, like, I think some people, like, obviously, if they didn't watch the seasons before, or if they don't know the past, it's like, okay, like, bitch, why did you expect him to be so loyal? But, like, I expected it because that's what the expectation has been from when we started working together. So,
Hello? What is going on? Oh, you're
Where
muted.
is everyone? Oh,
I was backstage.
What the hell?
I don't know what happened. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
can you guys hear me?
Where was I? I don't remember I don't know where I was before
Oh
I went
my
backstage.
gosh. Okay, I'll be right
That's
back.
what you
I can hear you,
expected
Cam.
you expected the loyalty because that's what it's always been between you guys.
Yeah, like since 17, like obviously that's like, okay, it was only 2 seasons, but it's been a year and a half or 2 years of us like being a steady group, talking outside the game. Like we're real ass friends, like the 6 of us, and we've become that, with additions, like I said, from 18 and things like that. But the loyalty was expected to be there, and I feel like it was dropped. And when you're the person that's never gonna drop that, and you get dropped on, that's when you're gonna have a problem with that.
Right. So, Cam, what would you like to say about the blow up?
It, to even like talk about it for real. I was just like last night. I was watching the episode with my mom, and I was just like explaining what happened or whatever. And like as I was like talking and like talking to her and like watching the episode, I was literally like shaking. Like I don't know if it was my anxiety or something, but it was just I don't know, just like being living it is one thing, but then like rewatching it is like kind of crazier. And like I don't like to. I'm just okay. Let me ask. Can you guys hear me? Like I'm good, right? Okay. I don't like to like argue with like my friends and like people that I really like, like have close to my heart or whatever. So like just having that argument with Clay like literally like broke me. Like I don't know. I'm trying not to get emotional right now because I'm a thug. I might need to spoke out of this, but no, for real. Like it was just a weird feeling because like I don't argue with like my friends or like get into it like this. So like and especially it was on camera. Like we could have handled it off camera in the back, at the back of the little forest or whatever. We didn't have to do that on camera for all them people to see what was going on. Don't need to be in my business. But no, 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 no. How I feel now is like it happened like months ago, and it's just like I don't know. It's just been weird. Like Clay, that's my coochie. That's my bitch. Like bitch, I'll jump in the front of a train for him. Like for real. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
But
Clay
like
trying not to smile. He's trying not to smile over there.
we've talked and whatever, and like I feel like personally we should be good. And then in the game, I feel like it's gonna take time in the future, like whenever we do another season. But either way, like we do a season and I'm not gonna turn on him. Like he's always gonna be like up there. People don't have to understand our relationship. So yeah. But
So,
it's never gonna happen again. We're not gonna argue on camera again. It's gonna happen off camera and then we just gonna drink it up and minor. Keep it
so
pushing.
my question to both of you is: are either of you sorry? Do you regret any of the decision that was made? Is there anything before we move on to the elimination? Are either of you sorry? I'm gonna let you guys
Sorry, I guess.
address each other and where do you guys stand? Like watching it now, where do you stand? So
Sorry,
Clay,
there's
go.
one more thing I forgot to say. My mind is a little, like Kim said, when we talk about this, like it gets a little shaky, a little, but I'm a bad bitch, so that's you're not gonna see that side of me. But um another thing to add is we just did 18 together, and in 18, Cam had Choice and Jocelyn. And I knew, because of my relationship with Cam, Choice and Jocelyn were untouchable, because the goal is always to make it to the end with your people, right? And so, had the circumstances been different in 18, like, I would have done whatever possible to get Cam with Jocelyn or Choice in that final, you know? And so, going into this season, Cam knows that Ashley is my sister, and um Jay West is my biggest fan. Like, get over it. And so he knew that I had Ashley, and that, like, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to run the final with my sister. And so, just the fact that we had just done it with Cam's friends, obviously we all know that it didn't happen, like they didn't make it to the final. But the fact that we were there and it could have happened, I think that made it hurt even worse, because you ripped not only me being a final, like, I'm already a winner, whatever. You didn't just rip that from me, you ripped running a final with my sister. And no matter what happened, like, me and Ashley were gonna be partners for that final, whether we got last place or first place. Like, we didn't care about that. If we made that final, we were being partners together, because that's our relationship. So the fact that, like, my one of my closest friends took that from me, that was the hurt that I felt.
Cam?
Um, I've said it before that it wasn't my intentions to do that. I just wish like the plan would have gone through, because if everybody stick to what they were like supposed to do, we all would have been in the final, and we wouldn't even be having like this conversation, you know? So, I don't have any hard feelings. I feel like I understood where you were coming from. Did I like the words that was said and the actions afterwards? No. But I feel like we're good. That's my Gucci. I mean, like, stuff happens. It's a game. Also, like, stuff happens in friendships and people come back from it. I'm good. Like, we're good, you know?
Clay, final thoughts on the whole situation.
Um, I mean, I feel like you're being a little dismissive about it. But like you said, we
Wait,
have had our
how?
talks. Like, I've like admit it. I just say, like, I fucked up. Like, I fucked up because I don't think. Okay, let's say I didn't go first in that challenge, and the plan was actually ran through me. It would have been different. Like, it was the fact that the plan wasn't ran through me that all this happened.
But I just want to say something, and I'm just playing devil's advocate. That's the whole thing, Clay. It's not like they're and I'm asking you, Cam. Cam cannot be sorry or say he fucked up if he doesn't feel he fucked up, because he did what he thinks. I could be wrong. What he thinks is best for his game, because he didn't want to vote you and he didn't want to vote Nate. You saying that you want him to say that he fucked up is coming from obviously your POV, because you didn't want that. But the question is, is Cam, do you feel that you fucked up? And like, if you say no, then it is what it is. But you can't force him to say or expect him to say that he fucked up if he feels that that was what was best for his game.
Sorry. Well, then can I ask? Okay, on your totem pole, on your alliances, were me and Nate even? Was Nate above me? Was I above Nate? I guess that's the question I can ask. Because if you tell me that I was above Nate, then in my eyes you fucked up. If you tell me that Nate was above me, you did what was best for your game. If you tell me we were even, then you did what's best for your game. So I guess that's my real question: is, in your totem pole, was Nate
Hmm.
above me? Was Nate below me? Or were we even?
I feel like, okay, so before you came into the game, like Nate, he was like up there because I had Zay and Xavier, I mean X. So then when you came in, of course you were gonna be the top with everybody else. Like once you came in, you were my priority. Like if that makes sense, you know? Like my people were gonna be my priority. So I had, I guess they keep calling this the four, and then I had the cooking cousins. Like, I don't know if I'm making sense. That's why I didn't
Just
want to
answer the
vote for
question.
Nate, and I
So
didn't
we were
want
even.
to.
So me and Nate were
I, I
even.
I would say yeah. Like you guys, like he was my guy for the cooking cousin, and you were my guy for like I guess the four.
Okay, that's. I mean, that clears it up for me. Like that clears it up for me because
And
that was my
I felt like
confusion.
I was trying to keep my loyalties to the people that was loyal to me. So that's why I was like, I can't vote for Nate, and I'm damn sure not fit to vote for Clay because that's my bitch.
Yeah, that was my confusion. That's like you cleared that up. Is my totem pole was you, Zay, Big X, Ashley. Then nobody else. Your totem pole was a lot wider, which created issues. And now
Yeah,
understanding
I
that
shouldn't.
I was in the same spot as Nate, that tells me everything I need to know. Like that tells me why this happened. Because me and Nate were on the same level in your eyes. So because of that, now I like it makes sense why this happened from your point of view.
I
Obviously
think,
still
yeah, I think speaking from an outsider in, there two things could be true at the same time, and I think Cam made the best choice for him if everybody, but like he was banking on everybody else respectfully doing the dirty work. And I think Cam came in like he wanted to and put his hand in every cookie jar, and it was time to pick a side and he didn't want to. Not saying that's wrong, but I
Yeah,
think that's ultimately what it was. You wanted to keep playing that middle, but you like at that point, let's just say there's one more round, right? If there's one more round after this, then what are you going to do? Because now you're going to have to pick Nate, Zay, or Big X. Like that. I mean, yeah, Nate, Zay, or Big X if Clay's gone and things like that. But again, if that's what you felt was best for your game, and obviously it kept you in the game, etc. I'm not going to say, oh, you were wrong for that. I just think that you didn't want to. Like keeping it a buck, I think you didn't want to make a decision yet, and it bit you in the ass because everybody else burned their vote and you had friends mad at you.
yeah. Mm.
But all right, so Big X, Ashley, Lachey, and then we'll bring Nate in as well. Watching
Okay,
this on,
wait. Can I ask a question?
yeah,
It's towards Clay. It's nothing like nothing. So like we're like I know we've talked, like we like spoke recently or whatever, but like are we good?
personally wise, I mean, definitely not on the level we were.
Mm-hmm.
Um not because not because I got voted in, but because of the reasons that I was trying to get to the end. Obviously, I always want to get to the end. That's just who I am. But there was more this game to me than any game I've ever played before, and so because you were very aware of that and you knew, and it wasn't worth fighting for a little bit more. I think personally that hurt me, and that took a hit to our friendship. Game wise, not good at all. I don't think. I don't understand how me and Nate could be on the same level for you. So for me, that's when
I'm
I play
not
with
saying
someone,
like
I am
oh no no.
you. That's the thing. Like even now, you're still trying to play the middle. Like just say what you think and what you feel, because that's what's gonna make it the most clear. Like that's what's gonna make it the most clear. Like whatever it is, like it's okay. Whatever the case may be. Like just because I play a certain way, like for me, like you're untouchable. And and in any aspect of the game, you're untouchable. Whether that means not voting for you or making sure that you don't get voted, or however that may be, is the game that I play. And when I say like, oh, you know, I carried you through 18, like, did I carry you through the whole season? No. Did I make sure that you were good every chance I could? Yes. Did I solve every puzzle for you on the elimination that we were in? Yes. Did I give you the answers for that? Yes, I did. You know, Imir could have beat you. Like if you know if it was all playing field, you know, who knows who would have won. I know I would have beat Amir because I did it. But if I would have been like, okay, I'm not giving you the answers at all, you know, you're on your own, like you would have been pissed because we have that relationship. So you would have been like, that's weird. Like, why is Clay acting like this? Like, this is the relationship we have. And it didn't even cross my mind to be like, okay, I'm not giving you the answers. Even though the last one, like, had we finished at the same time, you probably could have beat me back. You're faster than me. So, but that didn't even cross my mind because of how close we are and the relationship we have. Like, it was not a doubt in my mind. Like, Cam, come with me. Let's work together to get these puzzles solved. And like, no hate on you, but like, I solved every single one of them, all three of them. Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm not good at puzzles.
Like I solved them. Like I solved them and I gave you the answer and I made sure you were beating Imir because I needed you to stay in the game because you were my alliance member. Like you were, so that's the part that is hard because although to some it's like I don't know why it's such a big deal. It's such a big deal because of the player that I am. Because of the loyalty that I have with my players and the people that I play with. And I've shown that. I've gone in for someone, I've given someone the answers. I'm a loyal ass player. And I'm sorry if you're not the people that I'm loyal to and you don't like it, but the people that I'm loyal to, I am loyal to a fault. Whether it's my own game or not, like I'm loyal to you. And I feel like you didn't reciprocate that. And that's what hurts because I truly would have done it for you. And I would have done it for you and Choice or Jocelyn. And that's your friend. This is my actual sister that I wanted to run a final with. And we're not guaranteed another final ever. But that one I had. I had that final with her and you took it from me. So like that's the part like I hate getting emotional and I hate it. Like I hate it so much because I hate getting emotional. But like you were actually my person and that was my sister and we were there. Like I went into that once X won, like had Lachey won or Nate won, like it would have been a different story because I could have been thrown in by them and probably would have been. But once Big X won and I saw we had the numbers, I knew I'm going to the final with my sister. And then I didn't. I didn't get to go. And like it sucks and I'm sure I'll get over it someday, but obviously it happened and then just rewatching it yesterday like it'll take some time and it just sucks like that's all I can say. I know everyone thinks I'm this bully or whatever I am in this game. I'm not a bully. I am super loyal to the people that I'm loyal to, and if you're not one of those people, unfortunately you're not one of those people, and I don't fake it. I don't pretend like I'm gonna take care of you. I take care of the people that I'm working with, and everyone has the option to get in there. It just takes time. Like I said, I played 3 seasons by myself. I found this alliance, and we've been solid since then. But this is the cracks that can happen, and like hate on me all you want. I'm a bully. I'm a puppet master. I'm a game, but what I am is loyal to the people I'm loyal to, and like I will throw myself in for my people. I will do whatever I need to do if I know that I can make them get a little bit further in the game. And unfortunately, that wasn't reciprocated for me.
Yeah, I think you both are hurt by the situation. I know like all of us watching, all of us outside of the game that are friends, it was hard to watch. Even last night, like it was hard to watch all of you. Like I love Lachey and I love Clay and Ashley and I love Cam and like all of you guys fighting. You're passionate about the game and I want to stand. I think Clay's getting a lot of hate in the comments and stuff. Not even by the cast. The cast has their own opinions and things, but like I don't think you're a bully. I think you're passionate. I think you know you're a sore loser. You do get mad when you lose, but other than that, I've witnessed it. When you are with people, you are a good friend, you are a good ally, and as long as you could take accountability for going off on Cam, and Cam could take accountability for what he did, whether it's on camera, off camera. I hope you guys resolve it It is a game at the end of the day, but I do understand where you're both coming from because everybody should be there to play for themselves.
Can I say something?
Yeah, Lachey.
I mean, I've seen the comments. I definitely feel validated by them. So I never once called this man a bully. I don't think he's a bully, but I do think he has an intimidating personality to where it comes across as if you don't do what I say, I'm mad at you, I'm pissed off, I'm cool on you, I'm done. Like, if you're not used to that, you're not used to that. And some people don't jive well with that. And you got to understand that. So it does feel validating for me to have people on my side. Like, I'm not wrong. I'm not crazy. And other multiple people, tons of people are seeing the same thing. So it's not that he's a bully, but I can appreciate that he stands 10 toes down and he's not going to lie. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Big X, I just want to ask you, watching it all, I know you said in the moment it was a lot for you. You were comforting Cam. I'm sure you comforted Clay at one point. Where do you go from this point on with, two of your closest allies in and outside of the game, and just before we move on to the next drama-filled argument?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm like sad. Like that was really sad. Well, first of all, what just happened right now was sad. That was really sad. But that was super sad seeing like my closest friends in the house like argue. Um, and from a game perspective, I was also a little nervous, of course, because like I feel like me and Clay do play like parallel games. And I feel like once I saw that and once Lachey kind of explained to me all the throwing votes, I don't think it was confirmed at that point if we made the final. So at that point, I was just kind of nervous. I was just like, oh gosh, like what if this happens to me? Like, I would 100% like stand 10 toes down, but like would my allies? So I was a bit nervous, but I was comforting everyone. I just kind of I don't know. I felt like my parents were fighting. Like I was I was really sad. But yeah.
So, like I said, I hope you guys are able to move forward, resolve it. Um, it was a great episode. I think the viewers wanted to see you guys play your own game. That you guys finally cracked. Everybody made their moves for themselves, and at the end of the day, that's literally what ended up happening. So, that's I don't even know what to say about it. It was just a lot. We move forward a little bit, and Lachey and Ashley, you guys get into it. Um, what was that about? How did that even come about? And where do you guys stand now? And we'll start with Lachey.
Again, it boils down to heat of the moment feelings. I never for real thought that Ashley would turn on her brother. Like I had said previously, I was so locked in with her and T, and in my mind, that was real. Ashley was a non-negotiable for me, and so was T. So I had looked over to her. I want to say prior to like, hey, are we on the same page? I knew that me and T were. Is this a go? She never gave me an answer, which I understood. And where we stand now, Ashley's my girl. As far as I know, we just talked the other day for like an hour. I can admit when I was wrong. I should never say what I said to her. And we gonna see if my comments pan out because the final's right around the corner.
Yeah, for me, I knew she was pissed, and I knew that, at least I had hoped that, okay, this just must be a heat of the moment. And I refused to kind of just let it get the best of me. I wasn't going to argue with something that to me in the moment it didn't seem logical. Like logical was, I'm not going to turn against my brother. You can have, people can have their number ones, and I was willing to say it out loud. I was willing to say he is my number one. And so and then obviously the fact that he is my brother kind of to me made it even more clear. And so like I understood where she's like, I thought we were rookie strong. And yes, I am with the girls. And yes, I am. I mean, those relationships were genuine for me. But they're not, you cannot in 3 days, 4 days, I don't care if we had 3 weeks, you are never going to be able, no one is ever going to be able to compete or compare with what I have with my brother in this game, outside of the game. I mean, I was only there because of him. And so I knew it was a heat of the moment thing. I mean, of course, I didn't like it, but at the same time, I also knew I'm not the only one who has a number one. And if me being willing to say that is this frustrating, um, I mean, we just have to see where that goes. But I definitely had high hopes that that was just a in the moment type of reaction versus a legit thought process that I was actually going to turn on him.
I mean, I get that to an extent. Like you said, we all have our number ones. So the conversation with T, I mean, it was so uncalled for. There was no shade that you could have thrown because I am a person who can take accountability. So clocking any T was not going to happen. I didn't expect to come before Clay, and it wasn't game for me. Like I said, I thought we had connected. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was not reading into what was happening. I had got like really vulnerable and personal with her, which I don't do often. Very closed off at first. We talked about my children and what these games mean to me, or my child, and what these games meant to me. So I'm just like, I thought that meant something. Did I think it meant that she would go against Clay? No, I don't. And I didn't fault her for having her number one. So at the end of the day, I've spoken multiple times about T having a number one. So all of that is not the case whatsoever. Simply heat of the moment. You did a little bit too much, and you was wrong.
Um, I just want to say, in defense of Lachey, and this doesn't have anything to do with Ashley, but when there's just something that T said in a confessional about how like Lachey popping off, like if people pop off a lot, that usually means that like they're in the wrong. And this is coming from somebody who, I mean, like I popped off on the earlier episodes. Um but I just want to say like I don't agree with what T was saying in
Thank
terms of
you.
popping off. I think that Lachey, um to be able to speak up for yourself and like say how you felt. And honestly, first of all, mentioning the Koa situation was crazy because that was a whole another level of. But anyways, yeah, I just want to like make it known like here that I personally think that you're not like this, like you're not a person that's in the, like you're not in the wrong, like you're validated for your feelings. I definitely think that well, I don't really have any opinions on the Lachey and Ashley argument, but I'm just saying in terms of like popping off, like it I don't think that just because somebody pops off a lot, that means that they're like in the wrong or you should look at them a different way. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to comment on that confessional because that just rubbed me the wrong way. But yeah.
No, I appreciate that seriously. And it's not that I needed approval or validation, which I appreciate you saying that. 'Cause, like I know that I'm always stand up and say whatever I got to say. You know what I'm saying? We see that from other cast members, but most people are just too scared to say anything. Like I'm always gonna be Lachey. If you don't like that, that is fine. We don't have to be friends, but you gonna respect me at the end of the day, which I will give to you. Her saying that I'm the problem, mind you, I made connections during this game. It may not have been with you or whoever the case may be, but I know that I am a good person and can't nobody take that from me. The Koa situation, again, completely out of left field, mind you. My name got brought into it and I didn't even say anything. So of course, anybody that feels some type of way, like, what the fuck? Like that's crazy work. And with Ashley, we got outside 10 minutes later and I'm like, girl, I apologize. I should have never said what I said. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I understand that. But popping off multiple times a day while you've been running around the entire game, lying, deceiving, faking the funk with everybody, please. I haven't said one confession about you. So you saying that about me is giving 10. Thanks, love.
So we do end up moving forward to the elimination. So Clay, I'm gonna put you in the back because I am gonna announce the finalists real quick. So Nate, welcome back. And congratulations to the five of you. You are officially in the final. There's one elimination left, but the five of you have officially made Kevin's final, and it has been one hell of a ride. So, starting with Nate, since we haven't heard from you in a while, how did it feel to hear the words "Welcome to my final"? You have made my final, etc.
Very, very validating. I knew that I was meant to work, like run a final at some point. I wish I'd have ran 17 final. I feel like I would have if I didn't go against Jason at one time. But yeah, I once again I just wasn't too happy. I was a little happy in the moment, like take a little breath. I thought it was gonna be another round, but I was still like, there's still work to be done.
So, Lachey, how does it feel to make the final now?
Oh, it feels so good. Like we saw that after Jordan and Rhea got purged out, the cooking cousins kind of fell apart. And then we saw the round where Cam was just like, kind of, no, I'm not going to say kind of. He was okay. There was no kind of pushback. So at that point, I felt like I was by myself. I mean, yeah, Nate and Cam are there, but girl wise, I'm really by myself. So it felt good. Like, okay, all the hard work and having to align yourself with people and wondering if he has my back or is he with the big four. And I felt like he was just like kind of alone. Like he had Kim, yeah, but I didn't see any of the other guys like super attached. So now it's like, okay, you here, and now it's up to you to perform by yourself. I don't got to keep putting my trust in everybody. Like it's your time to do this. So it felt really good.
Big X, you finally made the final. How are you feeling?
I was so happy. Um, I don't know, like as a super fan, I just always like dreamed about like making the final and like doing good like in these seasons and like playing caucus. So the fact that I mean like I think I was the first vet to be nominated alongside Koa. Like I was so nervous, especially with my sickness, especially with literally having to do that purge challenge and like Steven and Copa were gonna send me home. Like I was so it took a lot for me to find footing in the game, but once I did, everything just kind of clicked together. Um and so once Kevin said that, I just felt so really like proud of myself because it was a rough season and um I had to use an advantage. I had to work on the social game for the fourth round when they saved me. Had to win a lot of competitions. Like I just didn't I saw myself grow from how I played in 18 and I was just kind of reflecting in that moment of like the difference between season 18X and season 19X. Um and yeah, I was just really proud of myself.
Ashley and Cam, you guys made the final, but it was very bittersweet for you because Cam, you said at what cost was it worth making it? And Ashley, you obviously wanted Clay to win the elimination and go to the final with you. So we'll start with Ashley. Um, yeah, tell me a little bit about the emotions you were feeling getting to that final.
So, sorry, I still can't hear you, so I'm having to like watch this on somewhere else. Anyways, um, it was extremely upsetting for me. Of course, I was excited. Let me start with myself. Of course, I was proud. I was really excited. I was really kind of in shock and proud of how far I had actually come. And this, the entire time while there was a part of me that felt, okay, I should be okay, I should be protected. There was also a part of me that never really felt 100% secure. Because, we've watched things happen. We've watched Zay not do what I thought he would do, and so that put some doubt there. We watched the mix up in the very beginning where I thought I was protected. I mean, there was multiple times where I thought, oh, I should be good, and then all of a sudden I'm not. And so to finally make it to this point, um I mean, it was huge. I definitely was excited, but immediately with that was complete total sadness on the just the fact that Clay wasn't going to be there, because ultimately I came here because of him. I came here to meet all of these people that are so important to him, and just this world that I really didn't know anything about, but he has actively participated, and this has been such a big part of his life for so long. And so, and this is the part that gets emotional for me, um, to still see the relationship crack, that's there for him and Cam is hard. Um, I know how much Cam means to him. And so there's just a part of me that feels like had I never done this, none of this would have happened. And I know it's not my fault. Um, but it's still important to me. His relationships are important to me and his people are important to me. And just to see that happen, I also know that part of the reason Clay was as emotional and as passionate. I mean, he's always going to be passionate about this game, but when you throw me in the mix, our relationship is extremely important to him. And so when you throw that in there, it just takes everything to another level. And so it's just a bittersweet moment for me, all the way around, and still is, obviously.
Thank you for sharing that, Ashley. Um, Cam, how did you feel like? I know you said you wanted to celebrate, but you couldn't. I know we've had private conversations off camera about you were debating if you should throw yourself down there. Tell me a little bit about everything going on.
Um, I feel like
I can't hear you, Cam. I did hear you, but now I couldn't.
Well,
All right. Well, while we wait for Cam, Nate, how did? Well, you said you. Well, sorry, you already went. So let's just wait till Cam comes back.
can I
I
talk
do
about
want to. I do want to say
nominating?
something real quick. I do want to say something real quick.
What's up?
I was this close to asking Big X if he could throw me in that elimination though. Like I don't know if y'all saw me like during like after he came in with Paddock. I was kind of like pacing. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, I know it's endurance, and I felt good against I felt good against Clay in endurance, but I know T wasn't gonna really like that, and me and T ain't had the best relationship. I didn't want to put somebody else's game in jeopardy, but I did want to go down there. But the challenge is just too unpredictable, and if I'd have lost because I threw myself down there, I'd have been pissed. So, but I did want to go in there, like just earn
I
my shot, I guess, one more
Yeah,
time.
I don't think I would have, like, even if Paddock agreed, I don't think I would have nominated you, just because. And I wanted to touch on this. I'll make it quick because I know Cam was talking. Um,
Yeah,
I've
my bad,
watched
Cam.
I've watched like some, like, after the after show Jared was on. I've watched some like interviews on Instagram, and like a lot of people are curious like why I was so like adamant on getting Jared out. I can't speak for other people, but for me, as soon as that round three hit and he nominated my ass, I was on his ass like white on rice. Like I just I just need to get my lick back. I need to get your lick back. Like I couldn't, and obviously I had just won the mini final, and like I forgot who said it earlier, like it's a mini final is like a preview of what you see in the final. So I'm very confident in running a final myself. So it was a little less about the fact that I thought he was a threat and more of just like I need to get my revenge. Like at that point he was a vendetta to me and I just needed to like end that rivalry. But yeah, so I don't think I would have nominated you, Nate, like even if you asked. But
So Cam, back to you. Bittersweetness about making the final. How did you feel?
is anybody talking?
yeah, Cam, he asked you, like back to you, like how are you feeling about
Oh,
that?
well, you guys can hear me, right? Right. Okay, cool. Making a final is always like an exciting feeling. Like, that's just one step closer to like getting the crown and winning. But because of the like events that happened before, um, I just wasn't in the right headspace to like celebrate. Like my emotions was everywhere, and there was just a lot going on. So like, yay for the final, but like, okay.
All right. Well, congratulations once again. All of you are in the final officially. but we are going to touch base on the elimination real quick. So I'm going to bring Clay back in, and then we are going to talk about, the blow up that ended up happening after the emotional toll that the game has taken on everybody and what's to come in the finale. So elimination starts, and the guys are going first. Off rip, we hear Big X and Ashley cheering for Clay, Lachey and Nate cheering for Jared. It was very apparent who was rooting for who and what was going on. Clay, as the guy down there, watching the elimination, the everything going through your mind. How was it watching it back, and like, how do you feel about the elimination, Jared, etc.?
Can you hear me? Sorry, I was getting a phone call. They'll probably call right back, but I'll hang it up again. So same thing. Headspace definitely was in the right spot. I mean, I just, had this big fight with one of my closest friends in this entire series or whatever. But I also had seen Jared compete, and like, I have a lot of strengths, and unfortunately, endurance is not one of them. I'm not a quitter. I'm not going to give up, but I know that I'm not the best runner there. Like, it's very obvious. It's very known that I'm not the best runner there. I'll run until I can, but I'm not going to be the fastest runner. So definitely going into it, knowing that's endurance against Jared. Um, Obviously, it's going to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm probably going to lose this one, of course. So this is probably the end of the road for me, but I'm a fighter. So I'm going to go in there and just try my best and see what I can do. But I definitely went into it defeated. Like you said, that Big X and Ashley were cheering for me, and I can't even tell you if I heard that. Um, I think before the competition even started, like, I was by myself and I was just trying to, like, figure out if there's something I could do, what I could do, a strategy or whatever, because I am a gamer, and even if the odds are against me, I'm gonna try to win. So I was by myself. I felt betrayed by my alliance. So things like that. But ultimately, I'll always give props to Jared. I've always said he's a good competitor. Um, I think he's pretty good at everything. I think he's smart. I think he's athletic. Um, he's strong. So I'm not gonna say anything bad about him. I haven't this entire time. But yeah, I feel like I was going undefeated. I feel like I definitely tried hard. Um, could I try a little harder? I mean, I guess you always can until you pass out. I don't know. I wasn't gonna be the one that passed out, so I guess that's part of my issues, is I wasn't gonna be on the floor. That's for sure. But I think I gave it, as much as I could at that time, and it sucks to go out that way. But I think, I mean, it is what it is. There's nothing I can really do about it. I don't feel like Nate's comment about thinking in his head that he wants to go down was relevant or necessary, but okay, if it makes you feel better, I mean, say that. Like, I don't get it. Like, you you weren't. I mean, it is what it is, but I just feel like that was unnecessary. But yeah, I mean, I'm out, and that's the elimination. Jared definitely has more endurance than me, but if you look at the video, he was sweating, so I gave him a little bit of a run for his money. He was sweating and he looked tired too, so it wasn't just me dying. I'm sure he could have gone for a lot longer, but and then once the first round is over, I kind of lost all hope. That's something I got to work on. I've needed to work on that my entire life. Once I get defeated, it's hard for me to stay mentally strong, I guess. It happened to me with JT and the ball's in. Once I tried to score and then the ball came out, I lost that one too, even though I was doing just fine in it. So that's definitely a weakness of mine. If you can get the first round on me, then you probably got the elimination on me. So There's another weakness for you guys to use against me. But that's what I got.
Can I say
Yeah.
some last thing on me? One, I didn't mean no disrespect by saying that. I just was addressing a part of the episode, and that's what I was saying during that part of the episode that I wish I'd have threw myself in. Like, given what I saw the elimination was, I still do stand on that too. Like, I wish I'd have threw myself in because just like how Big X said, once you put my name out there, I was focused on getting you out. I didn't know about this big four. I didn't think he was a bully or a dictator and none of that stupid stuff that people be saying. I solely just wanted you gone, and I was cool with me doing it, especially in something that I feel like played to my strengths. It was no disrespect to you though, because I feel like you're a good competitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Big X did it. He didn't just say it; he actually did it. Um, and yes, we all know you can beat me in a running competition. Congratulations.
So we do end up losing Clay in this elimination round, along with Jerica, which I have to say, Jerica and Clay, you both did way better than I think anybody expected because I feel like Jared was sweating more than Clay. I don't know. I feel like Jared left there more sweaty than Clay
Bro,
did.
I thought Clay had that. I
Me
was
too. There was points where Clay was almost on him, and I really
yeah.
thought he was gonna have it. Um, and Jerica, I know she went into it like with a headspace of like this isn't.
Sorry, I think I'm a little lagged, of course, but I 100% Clay, his head was not there. Like I saw it all over his face. I know him way too well. I mean, he checked out. He checked out and definitely like he went into that so defeated and I don't think he went into it defeated because of the competition. I think he just the blow up with him and Cam and then just being shocked. Like I think he genuinely was like confused and shocked on how did this even happen and then hurt. And he doesn't do well when he's hurt. Neither of us do. We don't like to be vulnerable and so when we are and then someone actually hurts us like it's a hard pill to swallow. So I just think he didn't have that going into the competition.
Right. So yeah, so we did unfortunately lose Clay and Jerica, but I think you both should be very proud of yourselves. You guys put up a fight, played amazing games. Clay, you were running the game the second you got in. Jerica avoided every elimination, had a great social game. People could say she was boring, whatever. When you have such a flawless social game, unfortunately, you do become the background character. And everybody has different purpose. Yes, it's a reality TV show, but Jerica shows up and she competes. And that's all that I care about, regardless of what anybody has to say about her. I think she's probably one of the nicest people I've ever met through this community, and I just want to give her props. She's a beast. She has a great elimination record, and she went out to Janice. Janice is a champ. So regardless of what it was, both of you, Clay and Jerica, great game. Jared and Janice, huge props because Jared, you've been the target since the beginning. You made it to the final, and Janice, you are showing exactly why they should have never let you get into the game because you are a force to be reckoned with. And I'm excited to see how both of you compete in this final because this group of you guys is crazy. Which, for the first time ever, we have 10 people in the final. That's a lot. That's crazy. Um, who knows what's going to happen next. But anyway, moving on. Clay, we then see an argument break out between you and Lachey, and even um, Cam tries to talk to you, you tell him no. Nate tries to give you a hug, you tell him no. Let's get into that a little bit. About you as a player, the argument that happened, and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna put X in the back just because you weren't part of this segment, and I'm gonna bring Cam in. Um, yeah. So Clay, you give your speech. You say you wanted to get your sister there. You got her there, and it's time to leave. You don't want hugs from the people that were cheering against you. You don't want hugs from the people that voted you in or betray you. Elaborate a little bit. I know it comes off as bitter. It comes off as a sore loser. And again, two things could be true at once. So tell me a little bit about your POV.
Um, yeah, so I mean, I think those statements are definitely true. I think it's bitter. I think it's definitely giving that. Not denying that at all. I even think so. My favorite show is Big Brother. That's always been my favorite, like reality TV show. I don't really watch The Challenge. I don't really watch Survivor, but Big Brother is one that I watch sometimes, like as much as I can. And even like when someone gets voted out, and they hug everyone, I've always in my head been like, I'm not hugging everybody. If I know you were against me, what am I hugging you for? Like, you're happy to see me go. Why are you hugging me? Like, I'm gonna hug the people that I feel like are sad to see me go. And so for me, of course, like I've said it, my sister said it, you know it, everyone knows it. Like, I'm a sore loser. It's not, it's just part of me. I've tried to fix it my whole life since high school, since junior high. Like in high school. I didn't even play when I was on varsity, and I still would be mad we lost for no reason, like until I got tired of it. But it's just the way I'm made up. I don't like to lose. I like to win everything I do. Um, I do a lot of things pretty well, and so when I lose something, it's a struggle for me. And at that moment, obviously Nate and Lachey had been actively cheering against me 5 minutes before an elimination. I don't need a hug from you. I don't need you to tell me good job. Um, I don't need your approval. I don't need you to tell me I did a good game. Like ultimately, you wanted me out. You got it. I'm leaving, and I don't need to say bye to you. I don't need a hug. And so that's just like my mindset on it. Obviously, going into that night, give me a few drinks and I'll probably talk to you after or whatever the case may be. Like, again, like Ashley said, her being in the game added an emotional side to me that I don't always have, because I did have that connection and what was being taken away from me. And so what wasn't shown was like after that fight, like I separated myself from everybody. I went outside, maybe went a little crazy. Like I'm not gonna lie, it was a little crazy. Um, but like I knew that's what I need to do to get my emotions out and to like try to be able to like be in a house with people when I felt what I felt. And so like I was like, I mean, like punching the ground, like probably the craziest I've ever been after I lost on the caucus challenge. So usually I shed a few tears and move on, but this time, like it was hard, and so at that moment, like I want to give a hug to the people that I'm rooting for. Like I want to give a hug to Ashley, of course. I want to give a hug to Big X, like Zay. The people that I'm rooting to win at that point is who I want to say bye to and hug, and spend my last moments with in the game.
Valid. Before we get into the Lachey and Clay back and forth, Cam, you did try to ask Clay, like, let's talk, and like, what are your final words to Clay, to the episode, about the whole situation? And then we'll move on. And then Clay, you can rebuttal.
Yeah, when I tried to talk to him, he's like, no. I I couldn't do anything but just respect how he felt. Like I wasn't gonna bombard him or whatever because like he felt how he felt. So I was respect that, giving him space, and then maybe we can talk later or whatever. But overall, like I apologize, like off camera, on camera, and um, it's just gonna take time for it to get back to where it was, if it can. Sorry, I'm kind of shaking right now. But yeah, my intentions were never to hurt anyone, like in this game or whatever. And like literally, we've had conversations, like private conversations when I was in Jersey, um, about how I felt and like what's the word? What's the R word? Not retarded. The I have like remorse. Is that like yeah or whatever? Like I felt everything. It just hurt me to the core, like dead ass. So like yeah, I just pray that everything just gets back to where it was for real.
Nate and, well, we'll go to Nate first. Nate, you tried to give Clay a hug. You said it was nothing personal. You got your target out. Watching it back, how do you feel about the episode in general? And yeah, final words about this whole situation this round.
Um, it ain't never gonna be personal to me. I don't know Clay on a personal note like that to have any real feelings towards him like that. But game wise, yeah, I wanted him out. But at the end of the day, it's a game. If I lose and you the reason why I was out, I'm pretty sure I went back in the house on 17 and said, "All right, everybody, you know, it is what it is." I don't remember if I said it specifically to you, but that's how I am. It's a game. If I lose, if you lose, I should be able to dap you up and be like, "Let's move on. We're gonna get lit later, regardless." It's like it is what it is. We came here to have a good time. You lost. It is what it is. But like the thing, I be thinking everybody kind of think the way I do, but there are like a lot of emotional guys on these casts, and I'm like adjusting to it. So when he said that, I'm like, all right, it's not personal. I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm not doing too much like to be your friend or nothing like that, because like it is what it is. But overall, the season been great. I hope I kill it in the final, and I hope me and Clay could be cool after this, because I ain't got no problem with the dude.
Thank you, thank you. And then, of course, Lachey and Clay, I feel like you guys, this was a slow boil and the pot finally spilt. Um, you guys get into it back and forth, and you both said you weren't messing with each other, you didn't like each other, but I personally think you two are very, very similar when it comes to the mindsets and standing on business and being strong and bold personalities. Watching it back, Lachey, how do you feel? Is there anything you want to address? Do you still feel the same way? Where do you guys stand now, etc.? Oh, you're muted. Hold on. You're muted. Let me unmute you. Oh, you gotta unmute yourself.
Bad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, watching it back and just like hearing him talk about he doesn't know if him and Cam's relationship could be repaired based off of that. I mean, ain't no hope for me. At the end of the day, we either gonna be friends or we not gonna be friends. Either or is fine. I come into these games with the intentions to find friends, and I do think he is similar to me. If he don't want to be friends, that is fine. I'm not sure who he's been around who moves with these just weird ass intentions, but that's not me. At the end of the day, this stuff is a game to me. Yes, I wanted you out because I knew that you weren't working with me. Like you said, you had your people. Lachey was not a part of that. I moved accordingly. Of course, I want you out, but at the end of the day, it's not personal. I see how close you and Ashley was. I get that you wanted to run the final with your sister. Do I understand that? Yes, because I have a sister of my own. I would have never turned against her, would have wanted to run with her. So I'm just like, okay, damn, I know what this meant to him. Am I sorry that you're out? No, but can I congratulate you on a good game and not be shady? No, who's moving like that? That is some weird ass shit to do. And I'm not that person. If I'm coming to you, it's genuine. If you don't want to hug me, that's fine. So I made the comment saying it's bitter. Mind you, he said, I'm bitter. I'm a sore loser. I don't know him outside of these games. This was my first time meeting him. You know me enough. I can say all it is, be mad. I'm over it. It's like that because it's not that serious. It's a game. It's done. I'm not a mean, vindictive ass person who was just gunning for you, hating you. That's not the case because I don't know you. That would be so crazy just to assume that everybody's moving like that. So if he has any feelings, I don't know. We've had a conversation. Friendship is up in the air. It could be, could not be, but he made a comment saying he wasn't a fan. That's fine. I don't need fans. I love the people that love me. I'm enjoying the people in the comments advocating for me, rooting for me, and I'm so grateful for that. If one person don't like me, that is all right, but I don't have any issues with Clay, and as far as I know, he don't got no issues with me either.
Clay? To address all three.
Okay. Who went first? Cam?
Cam, Nate, Lachey.
Okay. I'll go backward because Cam probably needs to be last, right? Like, Lachey. I mean, we've had conversations like outside the game. I think potentially once this season is over and done, or now that this episode is over and done, who knows where things could go because we have had conversations, and then it's like we're good, and then a season comes up or a recap, and it's like, okay, maybe we're not good. Okay, we're good. Okay, maybe we're not good. So I think now that this season is over, or it's over for me at least, I won't be talked about anymore. So hopefully things can change or things can, because we have had good conversations, and I think, we get along outside the game or whatever the case may be. But then it's like, things are said again, and I guess it's not personal, and I get it's a game, but also like we are still human beings, and it is still like I don't put on any type of persona or anything like that when I play a game. So that's why I guess it like feels personal, or it seems personal, is because when I'm in the game, I'm me. And that's where I think that some of the disconnect is, and not really with you, Lachey, but maybe with some others. And like when they play these games, they're playing as this player. I'm playing as me. And that is why I'm able to have these loyal, these loyal people that I have. And like I said, and you wouldn't know this unless you've watched the episodes or seasons or whatever, but like my first few seasons, like I played by myself because I didn't have those friends yet. And I'm not just going to play a game and be like, okay, let's work together, but I don't really know you. Like that's just not the way I play. It has to be genuine for me. And that's what this group became for me, was genuine friendship. So then now we're alliance members. Instead of, like, I feel like sometimes it's the opposite, where like it's alliance members turn friend, then you become friends. Mine was, we got to be friends first and then we're alliance members. And so for me, I think that's why it's like people love to say, like, oh, well, you guys take these games too seriously. You live for this. I don't live for this. I have a whole other life. I have a job. I have a whole life. I play sports. I don't live for this. I do it once a year, whatever. But when I'm there, it is me that you're meeting. It's me that you're interacting with. And so although it's a game or whatever, any attack or that is going to feel personal because it is me, and it's me being vulnerable or me being open or whatever the case may be on that sense. So that's all I gotta say. Like I said, me and Lachey have had conversations. We've gotten along since then. We've had ups and downs. Until we probably get together again in person, it might be up and down. Or now that the season is over, it can just be up. But I think next time we see each other in person, especially, if one of us is playing, one not, whatever the case may be, I think it could be a whole different situation. I'm not like cutting her out of my life or saying, I'll never speak to you again. Um, this fight in general, especially not that, because I am bitter. I didn't want to give her a hug. It escalated from there. But I think, different circumstances, us outside of a game or just hanging out is going to be a completely different situation. And honestly, I'm excited to see where that is because of how, ugly I feel like this game got with us. But, just because we were going at each other or whatever the case may be, I think it could be completely different outside of that.
Can I do say though that I don't feel like it's been like ups and downs. I can see where you could say that, but just watching the episodes, that's what I'm responding to. Nothing outside of that, because like you said, we have had conversations. So I'm just seeing the stuff back, and then I'm responding on what I'm seeing. Our conversations afterwards have been pleasant. We talked about, hey, what it could potentially be if we met each other in person. Hopefully we can be, because who want to be beefed out with anybody? Mind you, you play these games a lot. I plan to be around a lot. I don't want to come in with beef or like, I don't fuck with him. That's so childish. My goal is to create a family and find what you found with Cam and Zay and X in this group. So maybe it could be, maybe it's not, but fingers crossed for thumbs up.
Yeah. And then Nate, obviously I've played 2 seasons with Nate now. First season, I threw him in. He got out. He was a rookie. Jason was a rookie. I threw them in against each other. They're two strong rookies. He went home. I feel like even after that, I feel like me and Nate got along fine. When he was out of the game, I feel like we got along fine at the house, hanging out. Yeah, I'm probably more emotional than you're used to. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Like, I'm gay. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I'm emotional. Um, but I feel like, you know outside the game, I do feel like we kind of get along. I feel like we've we've vibed a little bit or whatever, but in the game, it just doesn't seem to be a thing that we've done so far. So who knows what the future holds? It's nothing personal for me. Yours is especially. I mean, I didn't give you a hug, but I gave you a fist bump. Like for me, that's like. I mean, I probably would feel weird giving you a hug, anyways. Um, but I think that a fist bump was accurate for someone that was just cheering against me. Like, yeah, you got me, good job, like, um but I definitely don't have anything personal to Nate. Like, I don't feel like he's definitely not been one that's been like talking shit about me or saying things. I think he's kept it pretty quiet, and so I definitely don't have any personal beef with Nate.
I second all that. Shake my hand virtually, so I know we good. There we go.
And then Cam, um I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. um he's sorry. I appreciate you being sorry, of course. It's not something that's fixed like that. Of course, we know that it took 2-3 seasons to build. It was crushed. It's not going to be built again tomorrow. But again, personally, it's his probably hurts the worst personally because of the relationship we had. But I'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. And then game wise, I who knows what's going to happen. I think it depends on when we play a season together, what the theme of the season is, how it's set up, things like that. Whereas it's like, okay, are we going to try again, or are we going to decide that we're going against each other, or what are we going to decide? So I think that will be kind of a game time decision or whatever you want to say. I think that will kind of play out the way it needs to play out. But ultimately, like, I'll be okay. We'll be okay because we have been friends for a long time. And although I may not understand it or I may not agree with it, he did what he did, and we have to move on from there. And wherever that takes us is where it takes us. But I think him hearing more of my point of view, and also me hearing the things that I need to hear, clear it up. I won't say that they make it better, but they clear it up. And now it's just kind of taking it from there and deciding what happens. And I think that's addressing everybody. But I love that I went out so big.
You
Only
did.
way for a champ to go out.
You did. So, Clay, before we let you go and I bring Big X back, final thoughts and words about the season and being part of Dream Media, to the finalists, to the viewers, anybody you want to address on the cast, whatever you have to say. And yeah, thank you so much for being part of the cast. It's a pleasure to host you. You're a champ. You're one of my best friends in the series. So much love, and I look forward to hosting you again.
Yeah, I'll try to keep it short, but probably not. But Dre Media, of course, I love Dre Media. Obviously, I wouldn't be doing this 1,700 times if I didn't. Will you see me again? Probably. I can't stay away. As for this season, it was actually really challenging. As easy as it looked once I got in, but coming in at that point, I think is not easy. I would have loved to be there from the beginning and kind of making my own pre-alliances and alliances. Like, obviously I had my group, but obviously they had more groups, and had I been there from the beginning, maybe they wouldn't have had those groups, so things could have played out differently. Who knows? That's always a what if. You never know. So I don't think I would have played the game the way they played the game from the very beginning, so that could have changed things. Um I mean, I'm proud of myself. I got a daily win, I think. I got I don't know. I got some things. I think I don't know. Maybe just one. Maybe it wasn't my best season. I don't know, but I feel like I did pretty well. I was in the eyes of a lot of people. I was controlling things from the moment I stepped into the game. So I think that's pretty impressive for someone that wasn't in there at the beginning and whatever. So ultimately, it sucks the way it played out. I think that had I made the final, it would have been great. I would have got to run with my sister. So that's obviously, of course, a bummer of the season. But I think it was a good cast. I think the rookies were good. I think the vets kind of, some of the vets got to step it up. I think there's some vets that we really need to see something from you. Some of the earlier boots and stuff like that. Like, if you've done more than 1 or 2 seasons and you're going home early every season, like, step it up. Let's figure it out. But for the finalists, of course, who do I want to win? Ashley needs to win, of course. That's my sister, that's my blood. So having two champs in the family, I mean, I'm pretty sure that will be a first in Dre Media family. Oh no, because Dre won, right? I forget Dre won. He won a easy
And
season.
Malin
But
and the first one.
oh, that's cousins. That doesn't count. No, but yeah, so that would have been okay. Besides the host family, then we would have been the first to win. But obviously, that's who I'm rooting for. For the guys, of course, I'm rooting for Big X. I'm rooting for Zay, and I'm rooting for Kim. I mean, that's my coochie girl. Like, obviously, season 18, we weren't both able to win, so I'm rooting for him, even though I don't like him right now. I'm still rooting for that bitch. Um, for the other girls, of course, I'm rooting for Janice. That's my champ sister. So, she's my girl too. We've gotten close. We've had our ups and downs as well, but we've gotten close, especially, the past year or so since our seasons together. So that's who I think I'm rooting for. Trying to think if I'm missing anybody. No, that's who I'm rooting for. But all respect to all the finalists. I think every single one of them is a good competitor. I think I've said that from every point I could. I think Nate is a good competitor. I think Jared's a good competitor. I think Lachey's a good competitor. I think T's a good competitor. I think Paddock is a good competitor. So, this final is not going to be easy for anybody because these are some good competitors. There's no one that's going to be like an easy win. So I think it's going to be a great final. I'm sad that I'm not in it. I know you guys are too, but ultimately, I just hope that everyone tries their best and does really well and joins me in the champ circle because I'm already there.
Again, Clay, it was a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Keep your head up. We've had personal conversations. You're the new like big dog. Of course, people are gonna want you out. You came in a game where you came in late and you caused havoc. You should be proud of yourself. No one could take that away from you. And I think that in time, you may grow relationships. You may have falling outs, whatever it is. I mean, look at you and Janice. Me and you've had falling out before. Like, I think once people get to know you on a personal level, they get to love you. And I definitely think Lachey's someone I'm really close with. I'm really close with. And I could see you guys being at least cordial. So the game does bring out a lot of people's, the worst parts of people, but it is a game, and you guys are making TV, and you guys are there to win. So yeah, don't let it get to you. Keep your head up high, and I hope to see you sooner rather than later in the future of TCC. But that's all from Clay, and I'm going to be bringing in Big X. Alrighty, guys. So let's try and wrap this up in like the next 5 minutes. So rapid fire. Once again, congratulations. You guys have officially made the final. I'm so proud of all of you. You've all had different journeys to get to the end, but regardless, you've made it there. Oh, excuse me. So with that being said, what are your final words of this season up until now? What should we expect from the final? And who is your favorite and least favorite? Or besides yourself, if it's not you winning, let's change it up. If it's not you winning, who do you want to see winning the final? And let's start with Ashley. I know she's catching up, so it's okay.
So I'm just gonna go off of right now, like strictly where we are in the game. Um, so at this point, I have kind of developed a pretty good relationship with Janice and with her coming in. And she is absolutely someone who has kind of moved to the top for me as far as favorite person. She's the sweetest, like, just, I mean, I just loved her from the second she came in. Um, T is still important to me. Obviously, like, I wasn't willing to say her name during that vote. So T is definitely still at this point in the game, like she was still, it was definitely loyal. Lachey, you too. So I guess all of you, I don't know. At this point, Paddock is my least favorite. That's all I got on this one. As far as girls go. And then as far as the guys, like Zay, even though we've had our ups and downs, like I'm still rooting for him. He was just playing with such a high passion, that such a deep passion that was important to me. So it's still important. It's why I gave the olive branch and was like, "Hey, let's do the mini final together." So, um, that that's it right there. And then, as far as what to expect, unfortunately, still the unexpected. So that's, I mean, that's where we're at on that.
Thank you, thank you. All right, Nate, what are we to expect? You're in the final, and if it's not you winning, who do you want to see win, or maybe who do you not want to see win?
As far as what to expect, just a long. I don't know how you edited it, but it was a long, hot ass final. So just expect us to look real defeated towards the the end of it. Um, my least favorite. I mean, Clay's gone, so I can't really say Clay at this point. My least favorite. I'd say
It's got to
Zay.
be the final, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say Zay. I really didn't talk no game with him at no point of the season, so probably Zay. My favorite would be, as far as the guys, it'd be Jarrett. No, I'm lying. It'd be Cam. Shout out Cam. You held me down that last round. My bad. But I like Jarrett too. He was a cool dude during the whole season. For the females, obviously I want Lachey to win. She the last cousin on the girl side, so I need her to pull it through. Least favorite girl, probably Paddock. I didn't talk no game with her either, so should be all right.
All right, all right. Cam, you're in the final back to back, making history. What is going through your mind? Well, what are we expecting in these final two episodes? Because the finale, spoiler alert, is two episodes. What should we expect from you and the final? And who's your favorite? If you're not winning, who would you like to see win? And or maybe who do you not want to see win?
What you can expect. I don't know. I just feel like the final is where you fight. Like you've been fighting all season, like, to like not touch elimination and blah blah blah, whatever. But you're in the final, so like what you guys can expect from me is just fighting my way like to the end. What else was in the question?
If you don't win, who do you want to see win, or maybe who you're hoping doesn't win?
If I don't win, I don't know. Just give us all the crown. No, let me stop. If I don't win girl wise, I would want either Lachey or Ashley, because I feel like y'all girls was really fighting this season. Like y'all as rookies, y'all popped your shit for real. Um, Very proud. Especially like you guys as rookies made it to a final on your first season. Come on. Everybody, let's clock it. Let's But anyways, guy wise, I don't want X to win. I don't want Zay to win. I don't want Nate to win. I want myself. No, okay, I'm just kidding. But can I say myself? Because bitch, I need to win. Like I've been here the longest. I need that.
I'll let you pass with that because you have been here the longest and you do want that and need that. So that's all for Cam.
And then was
Oh,
that it?
oh,
That was the last of the question.
if you got more, keep going.
Oh no. As like the last two episodes, just expect like being gagged. It wouldn't be a Dre Media production without them gagging you. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Clock that. All right, Lachey, you are in the final. You said it. I'm so proud of you. The only black woman in the final, and you kicked ass. So, what should they expect from you? And who, if you don't win, who do you want to see win? And maybe who do you not want to see win?
Uh, of course, you can expect me to fight my hardest. I feel like I've been doing this entire game. I plan to show up and give my best. There's no point where I'm gonna quit, and I feel like y'all know me enough by now. See me through the episodes. That's who I am. And the three guys right here on the screen. I got close with Nate. He was a cousin. So was Cam. I know he really wanted this. And Big X. Like I love Big X. Like off screen, we got really close. That's my boy, and we just really connected. Girl wise, of course I can't say myself. So maybe at that point, truly maybe T. I feel like that was my closest ally going into it. So if I couldn't win it, her at that point, I thought she was like my biggest competition. So I'm like, okay, if I can do it, girl, go do it.
And last but certainly not least, Big X. You got your redemption arc. You made it past the mini final. You won an elimination, and you're in this final. What should we expect in the last two episodes? And who do you want to see win if it's not you, and or lose?
What you can expect is a lot of twists and turns. This final was not easy for nobody. I Even though the final is, you're doing your best physically, I was also, going into the final just thinking strategically. However that may pan out, I guess you're gonna have to see. But I definitely looked at it from an overall standpoint and really tried to think about the whole final and not just um like yeah. um, so if I don't win, of course, I want either Cam or Zay to win. From the guy's side, from the girl's side, I want either. Well, they're both here, Ashley or Lachey. I wanted them to. Who I don't want to see for the male side is Jared. Surprise, surprise. Um, just I can't let my vendetta win the game like so I definitely do not want to see him win. And then for the girl side, probably T. I I I don't think I'd want to. I don't think I'd want to see T win. At the time. So yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you all for sticking through. This was a longer recap than expected, but we did go through everything, the highs, the lows, and you guys gave it to us raw and real, which I genuinely appreciate. Um, I want to emphasize again, it's a game. Please, my DMs are always open. I know it's a lot. There's people commenting on you guys, calling you guys names. You guys are arguing within each other. But just remember, it is a game. It is TV. And you guys are all badasses. You guys are doing what a lot of people in the comments probably could never do. So take it with a grain of salt. Be proud of yourselves. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because this would not be able to be done without you guys. I'm rooting for all of you guys. There's rookies in the final, there's vets in the final. And again, I think no matter how this game ends, be proud. It was a crazy, emotional roller coaster. And I'm excited to see how it finally all comes full circle. But that's all for tonight. Thank you to the viewers and
Last thing,
the
hold up. I'm sorry, Jay. I didn't mean to
what's
cut
up?
you off. Shout out to Tootie Low in the comments
Oh yeah, for
and Jay
real.
West. I'm gonna get up with you, bro. I appreciate y'all
Yeah.
showing love.
Yes, honestly, that's where I was going with that. The viewers and the alumni in the chat, especially those two people that Nate did shout out specifically. You guys are always tuned in. Nothing goes unnoticed. Love you guys playing devil's advocate with us. Love all the love you show. And who knows, maybe we'll see you guys on the screen soon. But it's been a pleasure. And make sure you guys are tuning in on Sunday for part one of the finale because it is good. It's crazy. And if you guys thought these people were trauma bonded already, be prepared. So that's all I could say. Tootie did answer. She said it was great chatting with y'all. Love y'all. Always can't wait for Kevin's final. Have a great night. And then Clay said, final so good. Kevin shouted her out as well. Zay shouted her out as well. But that's all, guys. All right. Good night. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tune in, like, comment, subscribe, share.